Atlantis, is the underwater city real? For centuries, the legend of Atlantis has captured the human imagination. Described as a technologically advanced utopian society that vanished beneath the waves in a single day and night, Atlantis stands as one of history's greatest mysteries. But is there any truth to the tale? Could a real underwater city have existed, only to be lost to time and tide? To unravel the enigma of Atlantis, we must journey from ancient texts and philosophical musings to modern explorations of the ocean's depths. The story of Atlantis begins with the Greek philosopher Plato. Writing around 360 BCE, Plato introduced Atlantis in two of his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. According to his account, Atlantis was a powerful island nation located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis, Plato wrote, was blessed with abundant resources, magnificent architecture, and a society governed by wisdom and justice. But as the Atlanteans grew greedy and corrupt, they incurred the wrath of the gods. In a cataclysmic event, Atlantis vanished beneath the sea, lost forever. Plato claimed his story was based on ancient Egyptian records, passed down to his ancestor Solon, a respected Athenian statesman. Yet no other ancient texts corroborate this account. Some scholars believe Plato intended Atlantis as a cautionary tale, a metaphor for the dangers of hubris and the collapse of civilizations. Others, however, have spent centuries searching for evidence of a real Atlantis, convinced that myth may be rooted in reality. The question persists: could such an advanced civilization have existed more than 9,000 years before Plato's time, as his dialogues suggest? Archaeologists and historians have long debated this timeline, pointing out that there is little evidence of complex societies from that era. However, the allure of Atlantis endures, in part because the story raises tantalizing questions about what might still lie hidden beneath the sea. Over the years, many different locations have been proposed as the possible site of Atlantis. Some believe it was in the Mediterranean, perhaps the island of Santorini, once known as Thera. In the 16th century BCE, a massive volcanic eruption devastated Thera, obliterating much of the island and sending tsunamis across the Aegean Sea. Archaeological evidence reveals that the Minoan civilization, which flourished on Crete and nearby islands, suffered greatly from this disaster. The ruins of Akrotiri, a Minoan city preserved under volcanic ash, display advanced engineering and vibrant artwork, much like Plato's descriptions. Could the memory of this catastrophe have inspired the myth of Atlantis? Others have looked further afield, suggesting locations ranging from the coast of Spain to the Caribbean to Antarctica. In the early 20th century, the discovery of mysterious underwater features off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas led some to speculate that these formations might be the remnants of Atlantis. Known as the Bimini Road, these submerged stones are now understood to be natural, but the idea of a sunken city endures. Modern science has allowed us to peer deeper into the ocean than ever before. Submersible vehicles, sonar mapping, and satellite imagery have revealed entire landscapes hidden beneath the waves. Sunken cities have been discovered off the coasts of Egypt, India, and Japan, evidence that rising sea levels and natural disasters have indeed swallowed whole civilizations. Yet none of these ruins matches Plato's detailed account of Atlantis. Skeptics point out that Plato's dialogues are the only primary source for the Atlantis story. They argue that his description is packed with allegory, intended as a warning against moral decay and political hubris. The lavish details, vast canals, concentric rings of land and water, palaces plated in precious metals, seem designed to illustrate philosophical ideals rather than describe a real place. Furthermore, Plato's chronology places Atlantis more than 11,000 years before the present, a time when there is no evidence of such advanced societies. Despite these doubts, the search for Atlantis continues. For some, the possibility of a lost civilization stirs the imagination, offering hope that there are still wonders to be discovered in the unexplored depths. For others, the legend of Atlantis serves as a reminder of the power of stories, how a myth can inspire exploration, scientific inquiry, and creative expression across generations and continents. Atlantis has left its mark on popular culture, appearing in literature, films, and even video games. Writers from Sir Francis Bacon to Jules Verne have reimagined the lost city, blending fact and fiction to create new adventures. The symbol of Atlantis, a paradise lost, a warning from the past, resonates with our deepest hopes and fears about the future of our own civilizations. In the end, whether Atlantis was a real place or a figment of Plato's imagination may be less important than what the story means to us. The legend endures because it speaks to universal human themes, the rise and fall of cultures, the fragile balance between progress and destruction, and the enduring allure of the unknown. As long as the oceans hold their secrets, the mystery of Atlantis will continue to inspire us to explore, to question, and to dream. So, is the underwater city of Atlantis real? The evidence, as it stands, suggests that the story is more myth than history. Yet, as new discoveries are made and technology advances, who knows what might still be waiting to be found beneath the waves? Perhaps the true legacy of Atlantis lies not in sunken ruins, but in our ongoing quest to understand the past and imagine what might be possible. The search for Atlantis is, in a sense, a search for ourselves, for the lost worlds within our own history, and the dreams that drive us ever onward into the unknown.